Hi everybody, Dr. Suneel Dhand, internal medicine physician. One of my biggest disappointments since the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic over the last 18 months or so is the lack of focus on immune and metabolic health. And there's been almost radio silence on this issue from the medical community, which I think is quite baffling because it's the one factor which is in most people's control. And as for the media, don't get me going again about the media, but if we had a media that truly cared for the health and well-being of society, we would have had regularly taped next to all these news stories on COVID-19 some gentle advice as well on how we can all take steps to improve our health and well-being and optimize our immune and metabolic health. We talk a lot as a medical community about other aspects of our health, like optimizing cardiovascular health, but why not immune and metabolic health? In fact, if somebody was to hold a weapon to me and say, Dr. Dhand, tell people the one thing that will help them the most against any common respiratory viral infection or any viral or bacterial infection out there to improve your chances, it would not be any other random bit of advice you may have heard. It would not be any medical intervention or therapeutic. It would be that simple lifestyle advice to work every day on optimizing your immune and metabolic health. Will this be a perfect prevention or cure for getting any illness? Absolutely not, but it would make a tremendous difference for most people out there. That's why it's crucial that we focus on this. So here are 4 pieces of advice. And now I've talked extensively in my previous videos about how we can improve our immune and metabolic health and steps that we can take. But I want to focus here on 4 quick areas that we can all think about every day. Number 1, diet. A healthy, well-balanced, nutritious diet is key. We want to ramp up our intake of the best foods and cut back and ideally eliminate the worst foods. Some of the best foods include vegetables and fruits. We all know that. The goal is a minimum of 5 servings a day combined of vegetables and fruits. And some of the worst foods out there, which we eat way too much of, include processed foods and sugars. We should go whole whenever possible, avoid those ultra-processed foods. And we also want to ramp up our antioxidant intake. Antioxidants are found in plenty of foods. One of my favorites, blueberries. Number 2, exercise as much as possible appropriate for your age. Find something that you enjoy so you can regularly engage in it. Do not be sedentary. Be as active and get moving as much as you possibly can. This is crucial along with diet in helping you stay in the best possible shape. We have seen over the last 18 months from data that one of the most significant risk factors for doing badly with COVID-19 is being overweight or obese. Number 3, sleep. We have a chronic sleep deficit in society and we all need a restful sleep every night. 6 to 8 hours is what has been shown in most studies to be an optimal amount. Everybody has their own sweet spot. And sleep is needed so our bodies can replenish and heal. Number 4, working on any chronic stress or anxiety in your life. Now, there's plenty of reasons why people are stressed or anxious, but having those chronically elevated cortisol and adrenaline levels wreaks absolute havoc on your body and predisposes you to a number of illnesses. If you ask most doctors out there, they will tell you that a common thing that we hear is that people will tell us when we dig into their history when they've got sick, they'll say something like, oh, I haven't been myself recently, I've been stressed or anxious about something, and then boom, they get sick. And actually another not uncommon thing that I hear is people are going through some acute stress in their life. Sadly, it might be something like a bereavement, and they get an illness, a viral infection like shingles. I hear it all the time. What can we all do then to work on the stress and anxiety in our lives? Well, whatever works for any individual. I find that everybody has their own stress management technique. Meditation may work for some people, going outdoors for a walk, engaging in a hobby. Exercise, again, that's a great natural stress reliever. But whatever it is that works for you, get those chronically elevated cortisol and adrenaline levels down. Viruses, especially common respiratory viruses, love attacking weakened and depressed immune systems, and I'm sure this will apply to COVID-19 as well. In fact, even thinking of myself as an example, going back to medical school, I remember there were times for a few weeks where I'd be doing exams and I wasn't eating well, I was getting lots of takeout food, I wasn't sleeping well, my daily pattern was very irregular, and boom, I would pick up a respiratory infection. It happens all the time, and I'm sure most people listening can think of these examples as well. That's why we've got to keep our defenses up, got to try to keep our immune systems as strong as possible. Those would be my pieces of advice. If you can think of any others, please feel free to comment down below. Thanks for listening, everyone. Dr. Suneel Dhand, MedStoic Lifestyle Medicine. Have a great weekend.